Hello, today is day 29 of Yoga for Dad. This is for my dad, in memory of my dad, to bring awareness to mental health and drug addiction or addiction in our country. And today we're going to do a little yoga flow. It's not going to be so vinyasa, little restorative yoga flow, and it's going to be a short yoga flow. So we'll start in a seated position today, eyes closed or a soft gaze, and any comfortable seated position. And if seated is not comfortable for you, you can lie on your back. Start to focus on your breath. And maybe with each exhale, you can feel yourself becoming more grounded, more present in your space. Maybe start to lengthen your breath. Lengthen your inhale. And equal duration to your exhale. And maybe at this time you start to think about a thought, a phrase, or something that you might be working on to take you through this yoga flow today. And we'll breathe in, arms are going to come overhead. And then breathe out, we're going to hinge at the waist and walk your hands forward, maybe relaxing your neck. And we'll walk our hands over to the right side, really focusing on keeping your left hip down onto the mat. And then walk your hands to the left. And again, pushing that right hip down onto the mat. Then we're going to bring yourself up, and then we'll come on tabletop. We're going to shoot that right leg out to the back, and then bring it in knee to nose, and then shoot it out to the back, knee to nose, and then out. And then drop it, other side, left foot out. And really activating your core, allowing your hips to square off with your mat. And then bringing knee to nose, rounding your back, and then shoot it out. Breathing in, breathing out, rounding your back. Bring it out. Again, knee to nose, rounding your back, and then bring it out. And then this time we're going to swing our foot in between our hands. We're going to interlace our hands behind our back, bringing our chest up. And then framing your foot, you're going to keep your right hand on the floor and you're going to twist to the left. And then we're going to frame our foot again. We're going to come back into a half split. So bring your hips towards the back of your mat. Elongating your spine and then folding over. And then we'll come back to tabletop. And we're just going to bring our leg out towards the back and then swing it through. Bring yourself up to low lunge, interlacing your hands behind your back and pulling them away from your body. Chest is up. Framing your front foot and twisting to the right. Right arm comes up, maybe your gaze falls. Framing your foot and then coming into half split on this side. Torso is tall and then hinge over, maybe relaxing your neck. Then coming back up, we're going to bring our knees under coming into child's pose. So toes together, knees apart, bring yourself all the way down. Maybe walking your hands towards the front of your mat. Breathing in and releasing out. Let's do a little twist here. So bringing our right arm up to the sky and then bringing it under your left, releasing your head and your shoulders and then your head, your shoulder. Breathing in, releasing out. Coming up for a counter stretch, right arm comes up to the sky, bringing it back down to the mat. Left arm is up, it goes under your right, releasing your shoulder and then your head, maybe walking your right arm towards the front of your mat. Really allowing your hips to just relax, release down towards the back of your mat. Releasing your lower back. Then pushing yourself up. Left arm comes up, then down. We're going to come back up to tabletop really briefly as we walk ourselves into inchworms. So your hips are going to stay up and you're going to walk your hands towards the front of your mat, and either you can release your forehead or your chin or your chest down to the mat, whatever feels good. If this is too much for your shoulders, you can stack your hands and use that as a pillow. Coming back to your breath. Then let's lower the whole body down to the mat. Bring your forehead to the mat. Maybe shaking it from left to right. Bring your hands to the side of your head, and we're going to come up to Sphinx pose. So pushing your hands into the mat, your pelvis into the mat. Your gaze is forward. And then coming back down. We're going to bring our hands by our chest, shoulders in, not shoulders, elbows in, as we push ourselves up into cobra, releasing your shoulders away from your ears. Breathing in and releasing out. Releasing yourself back down to the mat, pushing yourself up into a seated position. We're going to open our legs up to the wide edge of our mat. And let's walk our hands down towards the front, releasing our head. Wherever you start to feel sensation, maybe energetically or physically pushing your hips, pushing your glutes towards the mat. And then walking yourself up, let's bring your right foot inside your left thigh. Breathing in, your right arm comes over. And we're going to stretch our right side, opening up our right side body. Your gaze can be up towards the ceiling or the stars. And maybe peeling your right shoulder open just a little bit, allowing your heart to shine towards the sky. And then coming back, we're going to face our our extended foot, and then walk your hands towards your foot. Breathing in, releasing out. And then walk your hands up. We're going to switch sides, but first let's bring our feet, the bottoms of our feet together in Baddha Konasana. Tall torso, activating your core. Breathing in and releasing that tension out, just letting it melt away. And if you'd like, you can walk your hands towards the front. And then walk your hands back up, extending your right foot out, and then bringing your left foot to the inside of your thigh, coming up and over with your left arm. Wherever you start to feel sensation, you can stop there. And then peeling your shoulder open so your heart is shining towards the sky. And then coming back, we're going to walk ourselves over to our extended leg. And then releasing your head, releasing your neck. Then walk your hands back up. We're going to come into a seated position with our knees up, and we're going to do a little bit of a boat pose. So if this feels good, you can stay here. We want to get to that point where we're kind of like teetering, so allowing your back to come back just a little bit, so where you can feel that you're activating your core. And you can bring your right leg up. Maybe it's to 90, maybe it's up, pointed. And you can let that leg down and bring your left leg up. And then bring it down. And if that feels good, you can just keep on alternating right and left. Or maybe you want to take both legs up. And then maybe you want to release your hands by your legs. And then release your whole body down to the mat. Extend your arms overhead, giving yourself a full body stretch. Breathing in and releasing out. Let's bring our feet so they're close to our bottom. So the tips of your fingers are touching, or they're close to the backs of your foot. So let's breathe in, breathe out. On our next inhale, we're going to bring our hips up. So breathing in, hips come up, and we're trying to bring our knees together as much as they can. So we don't want our knees to fall out. You can interlace your hands under your body. Bring your shoulder blades a little bit closer to each other. Maybe bring yourself up just a little bit more. And then releasing one vertebrae at a time. Bringing our knees to our chest, squeezing. And allowing your knees to fall over to the right side. Maybe opening up your arms into a T and looking over your left shoulder. And then coming back to center, we're going to do that bridge pose again. So get ready in the position for your bridge pose. Breathing in. Releasing out. And then on our next inhale, breathing in, hips come up. Maybe you're interlacing the hands. You don't have to. Maybe we bring up our hips just a little bit more. And then releasing one vertebrae at a time. This time allowing your knees to fall over to the left and then the right and the left and the right. And then coming back to neutral. Bringing your knees to your chest and then allowing them to fall over to the left side, opening up your arms into a T and looking over your right shoulder if that feels good. Coming back to your breath. Coming back to that word or phrase, that intention that you made at the beginning of class. Bringing yourself back to neutral, extending your legs out to the front. And then let's get ready for Savasana, closing your eyes. Allowing your shoulders to just melt onto the mat. Breathing in. Allowing your breath to touch every single muscle and tendon and bone and everything in your body. Allowing your breath to just make contact with everything and allowing your breath to take away any tension that you might still be holding. Breathe into those spaces that you're still holding and allow yourself to release. Breathing in and releasing out. Savasana. Bringing awareness back into your body. Maybe taking a big breath in. Releasing out. Bring your knees up, maybe to your chest, allowing them to fall over to the left side. And then pushing yourself up into a seated position with your eyes closed. Hands come to heart center. Coming back to your intention. Coming back to your breath. And maybe you dedicate or send the energy out, this positive energy that you've created during your yoga practice to someone or a group of people that might need it. The light within me honors the light within you, as we all say namaste. Thank you for joining me in this yoga practice today. If you are enjoying this journey, please subscribe, like, and share. And I would love to hear your comments, how you're doing with this practice. If you have any suggestions or questions, please drop it in the comments, and I will see you tomorrow.